Check out thechosenprime.com in the link in the description below for this and other great items.
Alright everyone, welcome to another Radio Free Cybertron review. As always, I'm your host Diecast, and today we have Siegfried, which is Unique Toys Centerbot for Ordin. And as you can see here, he comes with a plethora of pieces. I have his one kind of acting as a shield on here. I plugged in some of the other parts of the shield to the back here. I don't know exactly where they're supposed to go. They do have a lot of ports on them. But the reason I did it this way is just to show it off right in the front of the video that there are places you can plug these on. Whether it's the right place or not, I don't know, because no instructions. He also comes with a bunch of guns for his whole team, I would assume. I hope they're not all for him. But these guns will plug together to form a larger gun for Ordin. So let's go ahead and do that, if I can do this right. This one gets plugged in, and he is a little back heavy, especially with all those extra pieces that I put on. He doesn't like to stand forward. I kind of have to bow his feet out a little bit to get him to stand, but we'll go over that in a little bit. So here we go. We're just going to plug these together, and I should have plugged that one on so far. And these are also, tolerances on these are very tight, so when you do get it plugged on, it's kind of hard to unplug it. So I'll plug all those together. It also comes with these little pieces where you can plug these on the back, or I guess the front, depending on how you want the gun to look. And then the handle just flips down in the back, and that is a pretty impressive weapon. So it's nice that he basically has guns for the whole team. And like I said, he actually comes with swords as well. At least the test shot did. So they are just straight gold plastic, or gold colored plastic. But a lot of nice detail in the swords themselves. We'll put them off to the side. Pull the shield off, and then we'll pull these back panels off that I have plugged into. That way I can show you what I meant about the pieces. These, you can see there's slots here that flip out, pegs. You got a peg here that flips out. So there's a lot of pegs going on this shield, and then these two pieces just slide in just like that. And this is also on a rotation that ratchets, but unfortunately on this test shot the ratchet, it looks like it's kind of broken. So it doesn't, if you hold it down, I can get it to ratchet, but as soon as you kind of let go, it pops right back up. So that's the top part of his shield. And then this piece I kind of plugged into his butt. That is the bottom part. And this piece is on ball joints and has a lot of articulation for what it probably is. So there's probably something you can do with these pieces. I'm just not exactly sure what that is entirely. It's going to be really interesting when we get the instructions to see what this guy, what all these pieces, where they're supposed to go, other than in his combined mode because that's kind of obvious, but I feel like there's something else that you're going to be able to do with these pieces. So let's put these off to the side for now, and we'll give you a quick look at Siegfried. Now, his head is on a ball joint, but his chin, I feel like the head should be sitting up a little bit more, like it should be on a post, because he doesn't really have a lot of head wiggle room. That's about all you can get up and all you can get down. So there's really hardly any rotation at all, even from side to side. But he does look very nice. His arms are on a nice stiff ratchet. They can do a full 360. It's basically the normal articulation you would expect by now. Double hinge on at the elbow, a swivel right above the elbow. Hands are on a swivel. The fingers do not move. Then he does have a waist. It's actually a soft ratchet, so his waist can rotate. He has a bend at the upper part of the leg. He has a universal joint, and it ratchets it back and forth. Can go out about that far. So he has that bend at the upper part of the leg. He also has a bend at the lower part of the leg where he can get about 90 degrees. Foot is on a ball joint, which I think is part of the problem why he keeps wanting to fall backwards, is that that ball joint might be a little bit loose. So he just kind of has to have his feet point out so he doesn't fall over. And then, but lots of posability in the feet, just because they become the dragon head or one of the dragon heads. Then as far as back goes, he's got this giant tail on his back, which does have a lot of nice articulation, but it does not collapse. So you either have to leave it kind of down a little bit or bent all the way up. I kind of do it like halfway in between. That way it doesn't stick out too far or stick down too far. Because if you actually have it sticking down, it could act as a help him stand. That's for sure. Maybe not perfect. You have to bow his legs out a little bit, but there you go. I just fixed the standing issue, but then you see the tail from behind, so I kind of like to leave that one down and then bend these last two up, and that still gives you a clean look from the front. Can't really see the tail too much. It sticks out about that much, so not too bad. He's really a nice figure. I've been waiting such a long time for him. I'm super happy to get him in. Or this is actually a test shot, so I'll have to wait, just like everyone else, but at least I get to play with it a little bit before it comes out. And let's go ahead and get his other team members in here, just to get a comparison, or so you can see how they look together. And by now it's been so long since I reviewed these, I forget their names. Finrar, Troll, and there he is with shark, Ripper Snapper, but I can't remember his name, so not Ripper Snapper we'll use for today. And there you have the team all together. So they all look really nice, except for, of course, the one that I don't have yet. That's also in a test shot phase. So I know some people received him, but I did not. So we're gonna have a one-handed Ordin, or one-armed Ordin. So let's go ahead and get these guys out of the way. And we'll go ahead and get right into the transformation. And I would assume he'll come in robot mode, just like the other guys. But as far as the hands, get the hands out of the way first. Just unclip these panels, slide the hands up, just like on every figure for this group so far. Then you can just pull the back legs up, and we're going to unclip his arms from the top here. And they'll spin around just like so, because they're going to become the back legs. Pull this panel out just a little bit. That'll allow you to get his head into the chest. Pop that open. Also, right now we can extend the waist. This back panel here also pulls out. Now you can extend the waist. It's on this thick slide. And that's what's in the way of the head. So now you can bring these pieces down. Kind of fills in the body. Pull the front down. And then just flip in his head. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but you kind of want to have something to grab onto if you can. And then flip these out. Flip this panel out. It looks like they peg in because they have a peg right there. And it almost lines up with that, but not quite. There is another peg right on the side of his hip here that pegs in right there. Just like that. And now we have this. So we can pull the tail down, get that out of the way. These legs just fold up and clip in. Just like that. Extend these legs. Bring these legs down, rotate them around. Same thing on this side. That one's already rotated around. And now all you have to do is pull the foot together, and that reveals the head. And yeah, he's a dragon. He's definitely a dragon. So he's got a lot of articulation throughout the legs. You got to bend here. You got to bend at this lower point, so you can get him standing as tall or as short as you want. He is a fairly big dragon, so I kind of like him standing tall. And of course, because his mouth does open up for the foot, you can get a lot of nice open mouth poses. Tail, as I was saying, is very articulated. You got a side to side on each of these. So really nice as far as articulation on this guy. And not exactly a hard transformation, but looks really nice. And let's just go ahead and give you guys a whole group shot of these guys in beast modes, or whatever you want to call them, animal modes. And they're all kind of big, So it's gonna be interesting, except for good old Troll. It's gonna be hard to get these guys all in the shot. But yeah, there you have the whole team. And again, in their beast modes, they all look, or monster modes, they all look good together. So you got two-headed dragons, a troll, and a shark, and of course whatever the other one is, some sort of griffin or bird or something like that. So I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comments. And let's go ahead and get these guys out of the way, and then we'll get into the transformation for the combined mode. So let's go ahead here and get Siegfried into his combined mode. First thing you want to do, we're going to split these panels again. That way we can bring them up to the chest, spin them around, and these arms get out of the way. And then in here, in the tail, is Ordin's head. So we'll get that out right off the bat. And bring these up. And then they'll just peg in just like they did in his robot mode. These legs again can come around and just sit on his shoulders, just like so. And next thing you're going to want to do, fold these arms up. Just like that. Same thing on this side. And then I think there is a way fold these down so these combiner ports pull out from the back, and you'll see a peg right there that's going to peg into. There you go. And then this peg right here will be where the shield plugs into, or his the front piece. So we do the same thing on this side. Just rotate this around so you can peg that in. Just like that. That's what it'll look like when he's done. And then come down to the legs, and at that extra bend, it allows you to give him a wider stance for his combined mode. Just like that. And when you collapse these legs up, that'll cover his screws in the front there. So pull this dragon head forward a little bit, on this hinge right there. And then we'll just go ahead and collapse, which is a little bit tight. Little tight. Collapse that just like that. And you just got to flip this combiner port around. And there you have Siegfried in his ready to be combined mode. You can pull out these antennae on the top of the head if you choose. And let's go ahead and bring in the other members and we'll get him combined. Alright, so let's go ahead and get him combined. First we're going to bring in the feet. Plug them in real quick. And they're kind of bending on me. So try and do this from the side. And you want to go straight down without see, you can't put pressure on this because this slides, so that'll slide down. So you gotta kind of try and hold it by the top of his leg to push down. It doesn't really want to snap in place. There we go. You heard that click. That was what we were looking for. Not entirely easy. And again, you gotta. There we go. So once you got him together, man, he is not coming apart. And he is stable. Like, he's not falling over, not doing anything. Let's go ahead, try and push him back as far as possible. Raise the camera up. And then we'll just go ahead and clip on his one arm. Poor Abominus has an arm missing. And forgot to flip out the combiner port. Although we only have one arm for him, so there's two little tabs right up top here. So what you want to do is you want to turn the arm to line up those tabs, because you'll see right there you got the two little slots, and then line those up. That's a little tight too. Alright, let's try this one more time. There we go. That slid right on that time. And then you can move the arm down. And yeah. Oh, and he's looking a little hollow up top. So let's go ahead and add the shield on. Pop out these little posts that will plug into his chest. Turn him sideways and just kind of get everything plugged on there. Actually, they're kind of too far out to... Okay. Flip them back in. It's these posts that they're going to plug onto. There we go. Same thing on this side. And of course you're going to pop out on me. then they also peg in right down at the bottom. Probably should have pegged those in first. They don't seem to want to go in. There we go. And man, this shield, once it's finally attached, is gonna hold everything together super solid. I mean, he's just not really gonna have anywhere to go. There we go. And yeah, wow, that's impressive. That is really impressive. Now we just have to add the lower part of his waist piece on. And this looks like it should actually be rotated around. Rotate these around. Yeah, we're cheating a little bit. We're cheating just a little bit. And then clip this right in, or peg this right in, right to the front there, which is that same peg I was using in robot mode to keep it on his back. And you can orient those however you want. I kind of like the look of having them straight down. And there you have Abominus in his combined mode, and he is super posable. A lot of nice joints on this guy. I really like the proportions. One of the nicest proportion combiners that I've seen, and he's super solid. I mean, nothing loose, nothing. You can beat the heck out of him. I'd throw him, but he would probably knock down my whole display. Just a really nice combiner figure. Really wish I had the other guy to show you guys the full combiner, but it's got a lot of nice posability. Leg, you can almost get 90 degrees. Depending on how you actually pose these guys, you might actually be able to get more than that. You got the toe right here that bends to give you extra articulation. Full ratchet at the waist. It's not going to hold his leg up. There's just too much weight on here from combined mode. But I mean, he's definitely one of the most stable combiners that I've ever had. And just for a size comparison, move him off to the side. We'll get one of my other combiners I have sitting on the side here, and that's Warbitron, or your Not Bruticus. And there you have those two. And Ordin is just a tad smaller than Warbitron. They're almost, maybe Warbitron's about a head taller, but that's about it. And then just to bring in another combiner, here he is with the official Hasbro Menasor, just so you can see how they stack up. And yeah, I don't even know what to say. This is far beyond what I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be good when it first came out, and I saw the little tricks about the way the elbow popped out of the figure and how solid the legs were. And I was worried when I got him into combined mode that he wouldn't be that solid due to the due to Siegfried not really being able to stand up too much. But that only affects it in his robot mode. So he is really nice. And then of course, just to show off his gun, it does tab into his hand right there. And then it is not a very tight tab, so you do want to get his fingers in there to hold it. And there you have him with his gun, which is probably a little bit too big for him. I don't really remember Abominus with this giant gun, but it's there as an option if you want it. You can also move these pieces up to the top or leave them off. They stick out so much I actually might leave them off, but give you a back view just how he looks. Just a really nice combiner. Really happy with this guy. I can't wait to actually get mine in so I can get him on the shelf. But there you have Unique Toys Siegfried, which is the center bot for Ordin. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to us. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See you guys later.